Oh my god. I genuinely feel so nervous to be doing this. Like, I haven't just sat down and filmed a video talking to you guys in, like, I couldn't even tell you how long it's been. Excuse my hair, I've just quickly pulled it up. I'm trying to stop straightening it at the moment, so it's all a bit. Hello guys, I don't even know how to start this. Welcome back to my channel. I have a lot to catch up on. I've been promising you guys this video for the longest time, just to sit down and talk about what's been going on in my life, what's been going on with me, where the hell have I been. My videos for the past few months now have been like here, there and everywhere. I've been traveling so much non-stop this year, and I've tried to film as much as I can in between working and editing and then doing other jobs on the side and just trying to live my life and, you know, experience life at the same time. All got a lot to handle for a little bit there. So I did just take a bit of a step back. So I'm gonna do some questions, but long story short, we're just like jumping straight into this. For the past few months, I kind of pulled back because after all of my travels, or during my travels, as you would have seen in my London vlog, I talked about how I hit my head when I was in the south of France, got a really bad concussion, and literally life after that has been very challenging and very different. After that point, I kind of struggled badly for like since July. Have been struggling terribly with anxiety, this overwhelming feeling of feeling overwhelmed a lot of the time, overwhelmed about life and the world, like extreme existentialism, which like is terrifying because I was literally like, and I've had those feelings before, but this time it was really, they were like really extreme. So I was kind of dealing with that and having a million and one things to do at the same time. My body was exhausted, I wasn't very healthy, I just felt weak, and honestly I just, was in a really bad place, and that was really only because I just exhausted myself. I didn't respect my body, I kept picking up jobs, I kept traveling, I kept just non-stop going and never really getting proper rest, and just overworking my body and my whole system with stress. I was so stressed. And if you guys have watched my videos for a few years, I literally used to talk about how I never got stressed. I was like, there's no point in me stressing. Like my mindset was very like, go with the flow, easy, like la da 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 da. And I think the scariest thing about what I've been experiencing in the past few months was that I was like, shit, like I'm great at giving advice to people, and normally I'm great at helping myself out of any like, you know, little ruts I get into, but I couldn't even help myself. Like nothing I was doing was helping me. Like all of my normal go-tos weren't working for me anymore. Well, they ended up working. I just was impatient, and I didn't realize how much damage I'd done to my body and my mind, that it was going to take the next few months to kind of get back on track. And sitting here right now in this moment, like this week, I have felt so much more myself than I have in the past few months. I'm no longer waking up with this uneasy, anxious feeling. Like literally I'd wake up in the morning feeling anxious, and I'd go to bed anxious. I'd wake up anxious, go to bed anxious. Always a tight feeling in my chest. I was just overwhelmed. Like I was so overwhelmed. I was just, it was a sad time for Cardia, and it was really hard, I guess, as well. Many of you guys know I just started, you know, in a relationship with Josh, and so we were traveling and forming our relationship while I had started to experience this extreme anxiety, and just, you know, I cried a lot of the time. I was really hard to be around. I was snappy. My moods were so up and down. I was just not myself at all. So that was really challenging to try and navigate at the start of a relationship when I was literally like crumbling to pieces, and like he was so incredible and supportive throughout the whole thing. So that really helped. So that put a lot of stress on me too, because I was like, I've just got into this relationship, like I don't want to scare him and put this stress on him when I've never even been through this extreme change in myself before either. So I was stressed about that, and then stressing about 20 million different things. So you guys kind of get the point. I was just, not in a good place, and I had to look after myself first before like hustling back into this and putting everything online. And I couldn't even like explain what was going on with me, so I didn't even know how to communicate with like anyone online or literally anyone even in my life, because I was just like, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I just don't feel like myself. And I've learned so much over the past few months. Like, I have learned so many valuable lessons about my health. I in some ways feel so blessed to have been able to experience such terrifying feelings of this like torment for my own soul, and like the struggle of being a human here on earth and a growing teenager, because it helps me relate to you guys who are going through similar stuff. And I always believe that. I always said, like, even when I've gone through things in the past and I've spoken about them online, I'm always like, I'm kind of, you know, as much as it sucked going through it, like, I'm so grateful that I could experience this so I can understand and connect with you guys, so I can help other people who are going through something that I've been through myself. Because it's all well and good for me to preach positivity and how to get your life on track, if I've never been through a really low point that a lot of other people go through, if that makes sense. It gave me a lot of awareness and, yeah, just appreciation for how lucky we are to have what we have in life, and how important looking after mental health is. Anyways, let's get into the questions. This is gonna be a long freaking video. First one, are you feeling any better? Because I know you haven't been great lately. As I said, yes. Finally this week, feeling better. And look, it could make a turn at any point. Anxiety works like that. It just comes on when you least expect it. I'm not 100% better. It comes in waves. My hormones feel like they've been up and down crazy, which is fine. I'm a growing young woman. This is expected to happen. I'm just, yeah, taking it all and going with the flow. But I'm really aware of doing no more travel this year. I'm just gonna stay in Australia, at least up until December, and just no more planes, and like just literally doing simple day-to-day life. Like, I've really stripped it all back, but I'm feeling better and it feels great. Biggest self-love tip. Something I've had to remind myself over the past few months a lot, which I could have reminded myself every day. Someone could have said it to me every day, and it was the hardest thing to drill into my brain when I was going through a hard time, was just be kind to yourself. Like, stop bullying yourself. When I was going through that really rough patch, I'm still reminding myself every day, is like, you're doing amazing. Like, literally, like, you're doing fine. Like, stop putting so much pressure on yourself and just acknowledge the greatness and the great things you've done. Like, what are you striving so hard for that it's costing you your own health, you know? So now I really take time to appreciate how far I've come, and the great things I have in my life, the friends I have in my life, and looking at the little things that make me so happy, and stop comparing to someone else's success, and just focus on what I truly want, and being honest. I think, yeah, being honest with yourself about what you really want too. So that's been huge for me. Has your anxiety been a lot better since your retreat? The retreat was like a tipping point for me. It was one of the hardest weeks of my life, because my anxiety was just out of this world, because it was just a stressful situation taking food out. But the information I learned was so invaluable to me. It was definitely a turning point for me. Like, it really reset everything, like not only in my body, but I learned so much from Nat, the naturopath there. She just taught me so much about adrenal fatigue and adrenal glands, and I'm not going to go into like heaps of stuff about this in this video, but I'm going to leave information about adrenal fatigue below, and you guys might be shocked to see some of the symptoms or etc. But a lot of it is just, yeah, caused from extreme amounts of stress, lots of traveling, or like, well, this is what was getting mine, like lots of travel, lots of coffee, lots of alcohol, like things that exhaust your adrenal glands. Coffee is the main thing that just like completely shuts them, but also heavy amounts of stress. So my adrenal glands, I had extreme adrenal fatigue. So I had to get on a course of supplements and different, yeah, powders and really good probiotics, and eating certain types of food to help boost them again. And it takes a lot of time. Mine is still repairing themselves. It's so important for me to get way more sleep now than I ever used to, catching up on that. And yeah, but the retreat was challenging, but it just reset me and taught me so much. And yeah, I'm so grateful for everything I learned, and it was a big wake-up call for sure. Do you ever have anxieties revolving around being in a serious relationship? For sure. Like, this is my first relationship I've ever been in, and both Josh and I always have moments where we're freaking out, like, oh my god, like, what if this happens, what if this happens, like because it's really hard, I guess, dating someone in the same industry. Like our job, we have to travel a lot and be apart a lot, and then we also get to travel together, and all different sorts of things. And it's really challenging, both being online and having so much of your life out for show. But if we ever, you know, both start to feel anxious about something or uneasy about something, we're really good at communicating with each other, and that's what we've had to learn really fast and early in our relationship, is like, we have to communicate, otherwise we will just fall apart. Because if we don't know how to talk to each other properly, and when someone's not feeling secure or safe in the relationship or super loved, then we have to make sure we're really on top of that. So we're like weapon communicators now. We both know when something's up. We both know each other's triggers if it's going to make someone feel, you know, uneasy or uncomfortable, which is great. And that's what I love about our relationship, is like, we both feel comfortable to openly speak if something's, you know, not quite right. But of course we have anxieties around the future and like everything, like any normal relationship would. So yeah, it's just about communicating and navigating through that, I think. So many questions about Josh. I know you guys really want to see us do a sit down video together, and we definitely do want to film one for you guys too. I see no rush in doing it. We're both chilling. We both post a lot of our lives online anyways. He's definitely more private than I am. You guys always message me like, oh my god, you always post so much of him and he never posts you much. And he gets so upset because he's like, I just want to keep things private, you know? Which is so fair. I'm such a public expresser of like that, and he's like learning how to be. But I don't want to, let social media put pressure on our relationship. We obviously want to share lots of it with you guys. Like I'm open to it, but you have to like take into account we're both public figures. There's some stuff that needs to just be kept for us, but so many stories like we would love to tell you guys about, and like you all want to know how it all happened and everything and like what's going on. But I think I'll just keep a lot of that until I sit down with Josh. How do you stay so strong-minded and grounded? I am blessed that I've been so strong-minded in my life. I don't know, I'm a fighter. I think I've experienced so much incredible and amazing experiences in life that kind of remind me that what it's all worth, and why it's worth, you know, to keep striving for what I want out of my life and what I love. I don't know, I understand that life is here for a split second, and we have to take it or leave it and just enjoy it. And I don't know, I'm inspired by a lot of things, so that really keeps me going, keeps me really strong-minded to stay on track. And staying grounded, I just remind myself of how lucky I am. I like to meditate a lot. Also just being grateful, it keeps me so grounded. And if I'm not feeling that way, then I got to do some things to put everything into perspective to remind me of that. Everyone's just saying like health and fitness journey updates and stuff. I will probably start filming a bit more about that later. I know I still promised my weight loss video. I do really want to film that. It's still so confronting. Yeah, I don't know, it's still really hard for me to do that yet, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be shook beyond belief, because before I was even online I was way bigger. I've lost like a lot of weight. So there's some parts of my life I want to keep private for now, until I've just like, you know, gotten a bit more back on track, because I don't want to just become this girl that lost a lot of weight, you know? Like, I don't know. It's still touchy for me, but when I'm ready, I promise I'll do it, and it will come eventually. You're not scared dating your best friend can ruin the relationships. I honestly think it makes you closer and stronger. Like, I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I think if you're dating your best friend, then you've like scored, because you know each other so well and you've had that friendship basis. So I think it helps. Josh and I, we know that we had such a beautiful friendship, and then always literally say growing up, I just want to be dating my best friend. So no, I think it helps a relationship. Holiday plans for next year. I'm definitely going to finally do a big Euro trip next year. Greece, Croatia, Italy, go back to Paris. It's been my dream to do that like little Euro trip for so long, so I'm going to start organizing that soon. I was supposed to do it this year. We didn't end up having enough time, so yeah, I'm going to start organizing that for next year, and I cannot wait. How do you stay humble in a chaotic social media lifestyle? I've had some experiences that really shook me about the industry when I was in LA, and kind of seeing people at the top and seeing that they weren't really fully happy. And I mean, I've been lucky to meet a lot of people in high positions in like media, or who are really well off or whatever, and having personal conversations with them about like how they actually aren't that happy and how having all this stuff doesn't equal happiness. It made me really think like, why, like, what do you want out of this life? Because for me, like fame and money, that stuff doesn't make me happy. That doesn't excite me. That's just a part of the career path that I'm going down while following my passions. But like, I don't know, just like society has this perspective that money, having money and cars and blingy and nice things, designer bags, like all of that and fame is gonna make you happy. But really those people, they struggle the most. And having all that attention is not, it's not normal. It's not a normal human thing, so you have to train yourself to be like okay with that. A lot of stuff comes with that you just wouldn't see. So I think seeing the bad side of that makes me stay so humble, because I'm like, I never want to be like that. Like I never want to be like Justin Bieber where I can't even walk out of my house. Like I want to still be a normal human and be respected by people. I don't want to be treated differently. I don't want to feel like people think I'm above them. Like that just makes me so upset. Also sometimes I guess having all the attention, like oh my god, that's Cardi Milan, like I'm like, you'd never expect it, but I don't sit there and go, oh yeah, like I'm Cardi Milan, like hey guys. I normally am like really nervous by that, and it's not bad. Like I love when you guys come up and say hello, and I'm not saying that, but I get nervous. Like I get anxious and nervous just like everyone else, and having a lot of attention on me makes me, I'm actually really shy, and I do get really shy and stuttery. Like I'm shy even like talking about it now. So I guess always having in my mind knowing that I just want to be a normal person like everyone. I want to be respected. I want to be able to have conversations with random people and meet new people and meet new friends. That's what keeps me humble, because I just never want people to feel like I feel like I'm above them. Like I feel equal to every other human in this world, and like that's how it should be. So oh, this video is going to be long. Are you happy with where you are in your life right now, or is there anything you want to improve? I'm where I need to be, you know, like I'm learning to be happy in this exact moment right now, even though it's challenging for me, because I love to be go. Like I love to be moving, I love to be doing a lot, but I think that's what set me off. So I think I actually reflected, like, why do you feel the need to be moving constantly? Like, what are you running away from? So I'm actually happy that I'm getting to slow down a bit and sit with myself and really listen to myself again for once in ages. Like it's like literally felt like my soul left me, and I lost all connection with who I really was. And now that it's coming back, I'm so happy to just like oh my god, she's back, like, and feel that connection again. But I'm happy that I've like slowed up on accepting as many jobs and traveling, so I can just sit here. And like I've started back doing my acting classes, which if you guys have followed me for ages, you know I like have studied acting my whole life. I went to an acting academy. Like I did theatre for 3 years, and like film and TV acting for another year on top of that, and then all through my like primary school. And that's my biggest passion, is acting, and that's one of my biggest dreams, is to do acting. And when I started getting really busy with this job, I let that dream kind of just go into the side, and I was like, I'll just pick it up, you know, eventually, and kind of whatever. And then I kept dragging it on. I was so fearful to get back into it. I was just terrified of it. But I finally just snapped out of that and be like, you can't be so scared of this anymore. And now I finally have time to, you know, be studying it and doing it. So I've started at a acting class, and it's a group acting class. I was doing like private acting lessons, but as good as that is, I actually love being in a class of people. It just makes me so much more vulnerable, and I have to, you know, I'm accountable to turn up every week because these people are relying on me as well. Oh, this is Josh buzzing. So yeah, I've been doing classes every week, so I've got that literally up until the end of the year, and I'm also working on doing a lot more writing and other stuff like that. So there's many exciting things coming for that. But yeah, that's what I'm focusing on, just getting back into getting a show reel together and see where it goes from there. I'm not putting much pressure on it. I'm just like, this is so much fun for me right now, and yeah. I'm filming a video.
What up? Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is filming now?
Do you want to say hello?
Hi video, what's cracking?
Everyone is literally just like, how long have you and Josh been together? How did you and Josh start dating? La-di-da-da-da. But I said that we'd actually probably sit down.
We're not dating.
Yeah, we're not dating. We're still just friends, right?
Yeah, we're friends.
Bestest of friends.
With the benefits.
Oh! That we'd like sit down soon and film a video.
Are we gonna do that?
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we can.
If this video gets to
3 million likes, we'll do a sit down video.
What's a realistic amount of likes it should get, and then we'll do one? 30,000 likes!
That's a fuckload of likes.
Yeah, well, if you guys want to see the video, get liking if I was you? Pick a question for me. You pick one. Scroll down.
All the same questions. How's Josh?
How are you, Josh?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. What's her name?
Lara?
Lara Duckworth.
Duckworth.
Alright, do your thing.
That was such a boring question to ask.
What?
Thanks so much.
Are you still plant-based? Are ya?
Scary.
Are you still plant-based?
I've been avoiding this question.
I'll leave you with that.
A lot of you guys know I was was plant-based. I was plant-based for about 4 years. And yeah, it's scary. I don't want to get murdered by people. This is why I don't really talk about my diet much. And even when I was plant-based, I don't like to speak about it too much. I'm so passionate about it. I believe so much in being plant-based and people that are vegan, plant-based. I believe it is so great for you. It is so great for the environment. But personally, for me, I started having a lot of issues with my body. The diet was no longer agreeing with me properly, and maybe that's just, I don't know what happened. Like, I started to become so tired and drained, and I had no energy ever. And a big issue that was happening was like I was eating so clean, like so crazily clean, and all plant-based, everything, and I was working out so much. I was doing F45 and for months on end, and I was seeing literally no results, like no results whatsoever. My body was not changing at all. I just kept feeling more and more and more bloated. And yeah, I slowly just started to realize I wasn't getting enough protein in my diet at all. And one day I just remember waking up and being like, I'm like intensely craving like fish or prawns or seafood. And mainly prawns, actually. That's kind of how it started. So scary being really open and honest right now.
Your leg's shaking.
Long story short, one day I woke up and was like craving seafood, and yeah, it kind of went from there. I like felt so weird going to eat seafood again, but slowly I started incorporating it back into my diet, and I just felt so much better for it. Like, I can't even tell you how much more energy I had. I felt freaking human again. I was sleeping so much better. My body started changing shape and finally toning and defining. And I started incorporating more like protein powders and started learning about how important having protein was, which I'm 100% aware you can do on a plant-based diet. Just also a lot of the foods I was eating on my plant-based diet were bloating me so painfully, and it was just like, not to get full into it, my bowel movements were fucked up. Like, I was just like, everything in my body was just not agreeing with the plant-based diet. So I don't eat red meat, I don't eat chicken, I'm like pescatarian, so I just eat seafood. I try and, like, I don't drink milk, I don't really consume much dairy. I still have like almond milk, coconut yogurt, randomly every once in a while maybe a little bit of cheese if it's on stuff, or like, you know, when I was traveling a lot, I was in Europe, so I was kind of like, it was really hard not to, and like I started just experimenting with foods, and it was just like whatever, and I was like, live your fucking life, girl, but then I was like, oh. So it's conflicting for me. It's really hard, but for the moment in my life right now, I'm just listening to what my body wants, which I find is the most important thing. So I realized that the whole prawn thing was that prawns are really high in iodine, which is what helps your thyroid move, and I was like so low in iodine, which you can also get from seaweed. So yeah, I just kind of, that's the update. I will never eat red meat or chicken or any other meat like that. It's mainly just seafood, and I know everyone's like, yes, seafood is still a meat. I'm so aware of that. I'm not saying this to deter any of you from not being plant-based or not being plant-based. I still really believe in that, and I'm not putting this out here to be fucking judged and like torn to shred online. I hope that me being open with you guys and keeping you informed in my life is like, you'll be respectful that this is just a choice that I've made for my own health. Yeah, I just feel a lot better right now, but this doesn't mean that in the future, I still fully believe in that base diet, so I would love to get back to it once I actually feel like I'm ready, you know? So yeah, that is the update on that. The truth is out. But yeah, my diet is still really quite plant-based. Like, I still eat a lot of vegan food all the time. I just have a lot more seafood now. So yeah, I guess my camera's flashing, it's about to die, so I'm gonna end this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. 30,000 likes on this video if you want to see the Josh and Cardia video, spilling all the tea. And that's all I have to say. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.